It's time for Hawks Wrestling on KMCH. This is West Delaware Wrestling from KMCH Sports. Hawks Wrestling brought to you by the KMCH Sports Boosters. Now, let's go Met side. Along with Roger Reed, here's Jamie Vatsky.
High school wrestling is on the air from the Bobcat Gymnasium here in Epworth, Iowa. It's WAMAC Conference triple dual action for you tonight as West Delaware and Beckman will face off right away. Then it'll be West Delaware versus Western Dubuque, and then we'll close off the night with the Beckman Blazers taking on the host team, Western Dubuque. Good evening, everybody. Along with Roger Reed, I am Jamie Vatsky, and what a night this is going to be here as the Bobcats, Hawks, and Blazers all get together here tonight. And Roger, Beckman still trying to find their way back into the Beckman Blazer wrestling of old, but I tell you what, if you look at the Hawks and Blazers right away here, there'll be some good matchups, and we look forward to this duel as we do every year.
Well, Jamie, it hasn't been too many years ago where Beckman was having trouble fielding a full team. Tonight they'll have 13 out of 14, which is a far cry from where they were. A far cry from where they were. A far cry from where they were just a few short years ago when they could hardly field half a lineup. So they've got some great leadership here in their lineup tonight. 1, 2, 3. They've got three seniors in the lineup. Their outstanding senior at 138, Cody Neighbor, is 22-1, and he's currently ranked number 6 in Class 2A. So they're on their way back. Coach Kevin Hogan's done a good job, and we expect to see a little different Blazer team tonight. Absolutely. As you mentioned, Coach Kevin Hogan, he's got a few former West Delaware wrestlers on his staff this year. As he's got about 4 assistants, Ben Goldsmith, Chris Gustus, but he's also got the Ketchum brothers, Nick and Chris, helping Coach Hogan over there at Beckman. West Delaware head coach Jeff Voss, his assistants, Chris Lenz, Scott Litter, Pat Phillips, Mitch Payton, Kurt Hatfield, and Dale Meyer. And then we take a look at that second duel, Roger, and I tell you, the Hawks have had the Bobcats number these last couple years, but looking at the lineup, looking down at this matchup here, it's really hard to tell. This is probably going to be one of the best Western Dubuque, West Delaware matchups we've had in some years. Well, that's exactly what we were talking about on the way over. West Delaware's got about 5 wrestlers that will be favored. Western Dubuque's got about 5, and looking at the lineup, there's going to be about 4 toss-up weights. So I'll look for that to maybe be a 33-31 duel, a 35-34, something like that. It's going to be the team that avoids getting pinned, and it's going to be the team that can get the bonus points that's going to win that second duel. That's the Highway 20 Rumble East, and like you said, Jamie, Western Dubuque thinks this is the year for them to get the Hawks. So time will tell, and that's going to be a fun duel. And then we take a look to our third duel, another rivalry. Anytime Beckman and Western Dubuque get together, there's kids from Dyersville that come to Western Dubuque. And I tell you what, that's always a rivalry when those two teams get together, and we're going to see it in our third and final duel here tonight. And again, some good matchups there in that Western Dubuque versus Beckman duel. Well, you're exactly right, Jamie. What tonight is all about is getting the edge in that seeding meeting a couple of weeks. So, it's about a week from tomorrow night is that WAMAC seeding meeting. And I'm telling you what, a win here will put you in great position to get in the top half of that bracket at that WAMAC tournament. That's going to be a barn burner, and that's what's at stake tonight. Not only is the WAMAC East dual title at stake, but it's also an opportunity to get a seed in that conference tournament. So a lot at stake tonight, and we've got 3 outstanding duels for you. There'll be a lot of good matchups here tonight, and we'll bring them all for you when we come back. You're listening to High School Wrestling on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH. And a welcome back in to the Western Dubuque Bobcat Gymnasium. Jamie Vatsky, Roger Reed along with you, and along with us tonight in the studios of Mix 94.7 is Abby Becker. We appreciate her coming in tonight and running the boards for us as we've got WAMAC Conference duel for you. A lot of good matchups coming your way tonight between the Hawks of West Delaware, the Blazers from Beckman, and the Bobcats from Western Dubuque. The national anthem is in the books. Great job by our national anthem singer here tonight, and we are getting set for the starting lineups. So we'll do the same for this first duel between the West Delaware Hawks and the Beckman Blazers.
Starting at weight class 220 tonight, we'll have Will Wanger for the Hawks. He'll be taking on Luke Funky. He's a freshman for Beckman. At heavyweight, Richie Hevron from West Delaware taking on Colton Luck from Beckman. He's a junior for the Blazers. At 106, Austin Howell from West Delaware will receive a forfeit. 113 pounds, Patrick Woods from West Delaware will take on Andrew Carton from Beckman. At 120 pounds, Logan Riley will take on Brad Ertl. He's a junior for the Blazers. 126, Sam Phillips from West Delaware will take on Ted Ehrlich from Beckman. 132, Connor Wickman versus Cody Feldman. Feldman, a freshman for Beckman. 138 pounds, our featured matchup of this first duel, it'll be Bo Vasky from West Delaware, a runner-up finish at the Cedar Rapids Jefferson. And we will not have Austin Howell at 106 pounds, as they just announced it'll be a double forfeit there for those two teams. Back to what I was saying, Bo Vasky versus Cody Neighbor, the senior, ranked number 6, 22-1 on the season for the Blazers at 138. 145 pounds, Timmy Tutton from West Delaware. From Beckman, Ben Hageman at 152 pounds. We'll see Max Ridenauer from West Delaware. He'll take on Nick Reinert, the senior from Beckman. 160 pounds, Jake Voss from West Delaware will take on Logan Kutch, the junior from Beckman. 170 pounds, Brent Lammers for West Delaware. The junior will take on another junior, Lucas Kramer from Beckman. 182 pounds, Coy Russell from West Delaware. The sophomore will take on Tyler Hirsch, the sophomore from Beckman. And 195 pounds, Scott Taylor will take on senior from Beckman, Logan Pasker. As they're doing the announcements here, I'd like to say a big hello to everyone listening on KMCH.com tonight. All 20 of you. We got some in Dyersville, quite a few in Dyersville tonight. We appreciate you guys listening to us. One in Springfield, Racine, Monticello, Mount Vernon. We got Castile, New York tonight, Seminole, Florida, Elkader, and Aurora, as well as Waterloo tonight. So we appreciate those of you listening to us on KMCH.com tonight as we get you set for this first duel. Again, we will start at 220 pounds. Will Wanger versus Luke Funky. The next duel between West Delaware and Western Dubuque will start at heavyweight, and our final duel between the Blazers and the Bobcats tonight will start at 106 pounds. So we've got a lot of wrestling action for you here. As we mentioned a couple of the ranked wrestlers earlier, new rankings coming out from the Predicament today. So we'll have those new rankings for you. Not too much change as far as the West Delaware Hawks are concerned. The Blazers, as well as Cody Neighbor, was ranked right up there, 5 or 6 most of the season. He stayed right there. For your Western Dubuque Bobcats, got some guys ranked in there. Got some guys. We don't have Andy Doherty listed in our lineup today, but he's ranked, I believe, 8th in the new rankings by the Predicament. Austin Hush is number 5. Dylan Ganson, number 8. Max Lyon, number 5. And Brennan Kirprick, number 5, is the West Delaware Hawks with 4 ranked wrestlers. Patrick Woods, number 1. Sam Phillips is number 8. Jake Voss, number 1. And Brent Lammers has moved up from 10 to number 9. And we mentioned Cody Neighbor moving up to number 6. The Beckman Blazers come in here with a 5-13 dual record tonight. The West Delaware Hawks, they come in here with a 15-5 dual meet record. As the West Delaware Hawks come in here tonight, and the Western Dubuque Bobcats having a great season as well. The Bobcats come in here with a 20-4 varsity record, so 20-4, a very impressive record for the Bobcats here tonight. As we're getting set for wrestling action here, we're going to start at 220 pounds. Will Wanger from West Delaware will be taking on Luke Funky, the freshman from Beckman, as Roger Reed and Jamie Vasky along with you tonight getting set for this WAMAC Conference action. And as you mentioned, Roger, there's some big matches here between we probably got some of the 2 or 3 of the best kids in the WAMAC Conference in these 3 dual meets tonight. So very important. You look at 170 pounds. We talked about this before we went on the air. You've got Brent Lammers and Max Lyon going at it tonight. Lammers has beaten Trey Ryan from Mount Vernon. Lyon lost to Trey Ryan 6-4. So right there, that's That's going to be very important as far as those WAMAC seedings go.
That's going to be huge, Jamie, and that's going to be one of our featured matches in that second duel. And I'm telling you what, that's going to be one that's worth your price of admission that you pay to get in here. So there's 4 other ones that are going to be top 10 matchups too. So they'll be fun to see, fun to call, and again, it's all about getting that seed for next Saturday's tournament. Well, we've got Will Wenger taking the mat against Luke Funky. And Jamie, you got a senior wrestling a freshman, so if you're the senior here, you just got to get down to business and get after it, use that experience, and get going.
Yeah, you really do. And, you know, right here you see Funky in on a high crotch right away on Will Wenger. So Wenger's got to get that to the mat, but what a nice shot there by Funky to start this match off. Got in on that high crotch, picked it up, and Wenger did a nice job of fighting it off. But you got to like the effort there by Funky coming in as a freshman, taking on the senior. Yeah,
no intimidation whatsoever there. I think, this freshman from Dyersville thinks he can go with Will Wenger, and there's a nice low single by Wenger. Got in deep, but off the edge of the mat. He couldn't quite hold his feet in, but that's a really good shot by the senior from West Delaware. And let's see if that shot by Funky woke him up here a little bit and see if he can pick up the pace here. On the other mat, we got some JV wrestling action. There's another nice shot by Funky, a nice single, nice down block by Wenger, and they're off the edge of the mat one more time, and no takedown still. So no takedown still. So each wrestler's been taking a couple of shots here off the edge of the mat. They've gone, so you got to make that shot count in the middle of the mat. Nice 2-on-1 by Wenger. 51 seconds left to go. There's a tap and go by Funky again, and he's got Wenger setting on his side. Wenger's going to try to roll him through. I'll tell you what, Funky's going to pick up 2. No points yet, as Wenger still has that inside leg. Now Funky picks up 2 on Wenger and almost had some back points. Will Wenger had to roll off his back and roll through. And I'll tell you what, that would have been disastrous. Been good for the freshman from Beckman, disastrous from the senior from West Delaware, Will Wenger. Funky up now 2-0. And again, nice shot there by Funky. Got it on the single and just drove across, and Will Wenger had no place to go. Outside stand-up by Wenger. Working some hand control. He's got 20 seconds to try to score 1 here. Funky still controlling the hips. He's going to try to drop in. Nice stand-up by Wenger. Wenger drops in on the single. Off the edge of the mat they go. So it's 2-1 now in favor of the freshman from Dyersville, Beckman.
And you mentioned the intimidation factor. There is none there. So nice job here by Funky, as a freshman coming in here, and he's taking a couple nice shots against Will Wenger. So that's what you got to like to see here moving forward for Beckman. If you can keep someone, a freshman like Luke Funky, out for wrestling, get him into his sophomore, junior, and senior season, he's going to be pretty good by the time he gets to that senior class.
Well, you're exactly right, and again, having a full lineup, having a full squad in the wrestler makes all the difference in the world, especially if you're those upper weights. Wenger's choice, he deferred over to Funky, and Funky chose down. So Will Wenger's got some work to do to score some back points and get back into this match. There's a nice chop by Wenger. He's got the left arm wrapped around Funky, wrapped around his waist, and he let it go. Had opportunity for a ball and chain, let it go. Wenger now with the head lever, works to an inside wrist on the left, and he's just bumping side to side, and Funky doing a nice job staying square underneath. And Wenger now goes to a tight waist near ankle and tries to drive Funky forward, and Funky's doing a nice job basing out. Will Wenger at the chop on the left side. Now is Funky flat on the middle of the mat. Opportunity for Wenger to work a pinning combination. There's a hard crossface by Wenger to a butcher. Let's see if he can turn Funky over with it. Funky again goes to all fours. Wenger's got a cradle locked up. I'll tell you what, he's way high. He's got his lock way around. He's way high riding Funky. Funky now comes to a nice tripod stand-up, and Wenger stays behind the arms and now bumps Funky forward. 54 seconds left to go. There's a hard crossface by Wenger again. Now he tries to go to a butcher, but Jamie's not getting that arm of Funky's across. He's not getting it across the face.
Yeah, he isn't. Now he's going to go to a drive cradle. He might pick up some back points, but I think it's just going to be a roll through, and he's going to get caught on his back as Will Wenger. Funky, as Wenger tried driving that cradle, I think he picked up 2 near fall. However, a reversal by Funky, and he picks up the fall in 3 minutes and 33 seconds.
Jamie, that looked like an opportunity where Will Wenger was just not awake at all. And he's going to lose by a fall there, and that's going to put the Blazers up 6-0. He was just way out of position. You talk about a senior wrestling and using that experience. He just got way high riding, and when you get that high riding, you fall off the top, and it makes it easy to get the reverse and the two and the pin. And tell you what, the Hawks are behind 6-0. Great job by the Blazers.
And that's the kind of start Beckman needs here. Is, you got to get some momentum like we just saw right there with Funky getting a fall on Wenger. That's the kind of momentum Beckman needs here if they want to come in here and have a chance to win this dual meet.
Now Richie Everett's got a very physical specimen here, Colton Luck. He's a junior from Beckman. I'll tell you what, he's tall, he's lean. Looks like he's got some shoulders on him. Jamie's big legs and big hips, and he's just a pretty good-looking 285-pounder for the Blazers. I'm sure that last match was one in which Coach Voss was counting to get on the win side for the Hawks. And I'll tell you what, give the freshman from Dyersville Beckman, Luke Funky, credit for staying with it. 1:16 left to go, first period, weight class 285, and it's Colton Luck, the junior from Beckman, taking on the senior, Rich Heverin. Luck's got at least a head more height advantage on Rich. But I'll tell you what, that hasn't bothered Rich over the course of this year. Having a great season again, first time putting on the singlet. But Colton Luck did a nice job working the head. Beckman's got four juniors in the lineup along with 4 sophomores. So Coach Kevin Hogan's got something to work with here in the future with his Blazers. The Hawks with 10 seniors in their lineup, so it's a little bit tail of a different tape there. 29 seconds left to go, 0-0. Both wrestlers pummel position. Double underhook now by Luck. Now Heverin backs out. And Richie squares off his stance, content to work the collar tie, pummel, inside control. 13 seconds left to go. Hard tie now by Heverin, retie by Luck. Luck controlling the head with a right collar tie. Now 2-on-1 by Luck. Heverin backs out. 4 seconds left to go. Hard tie by Heverin. Luck backs out. And we're going to go to the second period with no score. Luck's choice. He's going to go down to start. So we'll see if Richie Heverin for the West Delaware Hawks, see what he's got in his offense from the top. And there's the whistle to start the second period. Stand up by Luck. Heverin picks up the leg, drives Luck back down to the mats, got him belly down now. Tell you what, that's some strength right there by Heverin. Heverin now working a power half Nelson on the right side of Luck. Luck doing a nice job keeping square. Back to all fours is the heavyweight from Beckman. Double inside thigh right by Heverin. Heverin picks up, takes Luck back down to the mat. And there's a nice job by Heverin of bumping Luck out of bounds, and we're going to get recentered. It's a nice job when Luck comes to that tripod stand-up. Richie Heverin reaches down and picks up the single. Spiral ride now by Heverin, trying to take Luck forward. Luck comes to all fours, showing a little bit of strength here. 1:20 left to go, second period, no score. No score yet up on the board. Our dual meet score is 6-0, courtesy of the funky pin of Will Wenger at 2:20 to start this duel out. Heverin gets a little high riding. Luck controls that left arm. Heverin has to pull it back. Now he gets back up on top. 57 seconds left to go. Heverin up on top, riding Luck. Luck all out on all fours, belly down. And Heverin does have locked hands there, Jamie. Our official is missing that. He comes up to his base, and Richie goes down. He locks his hand around that leg. The official I think our official missed that lock on the last time. Nice job by Heverin, still controlling Luck. Luck has not moved from underneath. Inside wrist now by Heverin, trying to roll that out to a power half. Now Luck out on all fours. Heverin reaches back again, drives Luck forward. Luck now back up on all fours. Hard, tight waist now by Heverin. Spiral ride now by Heverin. 7 seconds left. Nice job by Heverin to bounce Luck forward, chest down. That's a good 2 minutes by Richie Heverin, Jamie.
It really was. You know, he just got on top and just kept rode luck the whole period and no stalling warnings. So, you know, you got to like that if you're the coaching staff for West Delaware. Richie Heveron being able to ride him out that whole period. But, you know, if you're Colton Luck, you got to get out from underneath. You know, you've got to come up. You don't like to get ridden out for a whole period. If you do, it's because, you know, you'd like to get a few stalling warnings in there, but you got to come up there in that second period when you take down to start that period.
Well, you're exactly right. There's a nice knee slide by Richie Heverin to a stand-up, controls the hands of Luck, and now Luck goes to work on a Russian tie 2-on-1, and Heverin backs out of it, frees his wrist, and Heverin comes back with a hard collar tie with the right. 1-0 lead for the senior from West Delaware. With 1:25 left to go in the match. Get on the all-red mat to our left. We've got JV action between West Delaware and Western Dubuque. So a good night of wrestling. Good crowd here in the gym. All Highway 20 Wamak action. Highway 20 East. Again, this is to keep the lead in the East. 1:02 left to go. Third period. Luck has not taken a shot on Heverin. Heverin has not taken a shot on Luck. It has been a lot of pummeling, a lot of pushing. And I'm not sure Colton Luck, Jamie, looks like he might have some pretty quick feet, but he's hesitated shooting that shot.
Yeah, he has, and you know, that's the one thing. Neither one of these guys, as you mentioned, has really taken a shot in this match. It's just been a lot of hand fighting and pummeling, and neither one of them looks like they both look content to just kind of end this match 1-0, but you know, like you said, he looks like he's got some quick feet. If he would just take that chance and take an opportunity here, one shot could win you the match here.
Well, especially with 17 seconds left to go. Now, if you're Richie Heverin, you got to score that stance up and control wrists. Because if you get taken down right now, you don't have time to get an escape. 8 seconds left to go. Luck has yet to take a shot. 5 seconds left to go. Heverin, a nice job squaring up, and that's going to be it, a 1-0 win. Heverin's going to take that escape in the third period and win that 1-0, and that's going to close it up 6-3, still in favor of the Dyersville Beckman Blazers.
Well, we got a second here. We'll move on. We'll probably be at 113 pounds, so we'll take a quick break. Come back. You're listening to High School Wrestling on Mix 94.7 KMCH. And welcome back to Western Dubuque High School. And as we stepped away, Patrick Woods with about a 7-second takedown. He's going to pick up the fall in 17 seconds. So that's a fall for Patrick Woods, a takedown and a cradle in 17 seconds. We had a double forfeit at 106 pounds. So with that, it's going to make it 9-6 in favor of West Delaware. So nice job there by Patrick Woods, doing what you would expect your senior to do here, Roger. Come out, pick up a quick fall.
Well, that's his textbook move, Jamie. A nice snap down, and it goes to that cross knee pick. Front headlock, cross knee pick, and loads up that drive cradle. And I'll tell you what, when he gets it locked up, that's kind of the death sentence for whoever he is wrestling. And I'll tell you what, Andrew Carton felt the punishment there in 17 seconds. So the Hawks take the lead 9-6, and we've got a tough matchup right here with Brad Ertl at 120 pounds and Logan Riley for the West Delaware Hawks. And Brad Ertl is a very good wrestler, so Logan Riley will have two juniors going at it. There's a nice low single by Riley in deep. Nice counter, nice go behind by Ertl. He hasn't picked up the point yet. Logan Riley fighting hands. He's got the hands of Ertl split, and no points. That's a nice job by both wrestlers. Good shot by Riley. That John Smith low single right to the top of the laces. I'll tell you what, a very nice counter by the junior from Beckman. 106 left to go. Nice long shot again by Riley, countered by Ertl. Right on the edge of the mat. They're both going to step off and now circle back in. Ertl content to wrestle near the edge of the mat. Riley's going to circle him back in and see if he can make one of those shots count. 51 seconds left to go, first period. Weight class a 120. 9-6 on our board. The Hawks have won 2 straight after Beckman started on a high note with a fall at weight class 220 over Will Wenger. Logan Funky for Luke Funky for Dyersville Beckman with a reversal and a fall over Will Wenger. 25 seconds left to go, no points yet. Ertl not taking a shot yet. Very defensive. It's been Riley with some shots, but not making them count. Riley doing a nice job working the head, heavy hands, working the head of Ertl. Ertl tries to reach in and grab a single, no dice, as Riley gives him a shove away. 4 seconds left to go, and our first period's going to come to a close with no score. It's going to be Riley's choice, and he's going to go right down. No deferring there. He's going to choose down to start, and let's see if he can get onto the board. All right, no points there. Coach Voss, I think, thought it was 2-1, but there weren't any points, so 0-0 up on the scoreboard. Riley's going to go down. There's an outside stand-up by Riley. Ankle pick, tight waist by Ertl. Now Riley up to both legs. Riley working hand control here. Ertl's trying to bring him back down to the mat. The junior from West Delaware did a nice job with hand control, splits the hands of Ertl, and scores 1. That's just a nice job. There's a sweep single now by Riley. Keeps the elbow of Ertl. Hard whizzer by Ertl. Ertl now trying to hit a go behind on Riley. Riley stays with the single. Gets his head to the outside. Picks up a 2-point takedown. Now goes up 3-0. Boy, that was just a nice series of moves by the junior from West Delaware. Stayed with the shot. And would have been easy for him to give up, but he stayed with the shot, got his head up, and then just finished the takedown. So he goes up 3-0, 1:12 left to go. Second period. And it's all important. Beckman comes in here at 5-13 dual record. The West Delaware Hawks come in at 15-5, and the host Bobcats tonight are 20-4. So one of their losses was to Mount Vernon. The Hawks did beat Mount Vernon in a duel earlier, so kind of interesting how it goes. There's a stand-up by Ertl, and Riley backs him off the edge, and we're going to get a free start. Going to get a new start. Coach Voss says, hey, control the wrist. And Coach Hogan says, hey, clear your hands on the stand-up. Now let's see if they take their coach's advice. There's a tilt attempt by Riley. He goes right back to the ball and chain. Now he ties the right arm of Ertl up. He's going to try to set up a tight waist tilt off that ball and chain. He's got the left arm or the right arm tied up. He's going to try to tilt Ertl. He's going to get 1,001, 1,002. He's going to pick up 3. Referee still counting. Might pick up 2 out of it. That's a nice 2-point tilt by Riley. Ertl tries to roll out of it, and Riley pulls himself back behind. There's another 1,001. He's got 2 there. There's another 2-point tilt off that same setup. He's got the right arm trapped. 2 seconds left to go, and that's a couple of nice tilts there, Jamie. Under 15 seconds left, Logan Riley picks up 4 huge points.
Yeah, that's huge because, you got to come out here, and nobody scored in the first, and he comes out and gets his work done in the second period. So nice job there by Logan Riley.
Guy scored 7 points with the takedown, an escape, a takedown, and 2 near falls. And that's just kind of what you see. Now you're up 7-0, your third period. You're talking about bonus points, but I'll tell you what, a nice shot by Ertl and a scramble by Riley and off the edge of the mat. Boy, nice scramble. Seen the Hawks do that. Looks like they're going to give up 2. They reach back, grab that ankle, roll through, and they get in that scramble situation.
Yeah, and that's in. You talked to the seniors last week or the week before, and that's something Sam Phillips said. They had the Hawks had that scramble camp up at West Delaware earlier this year, and that was huge because it taught those kids because if you ever watch a college meet, it takes, if someone gets in on a shot, it might be a minute and a half before someone finally gets the takedown. So that's the scrambling ability that you have to have.
Well, you're exactly right. You're seeing more and more of that in the high school matches. And there was a nice sweep single by Riley, and couldn't quite finish it as Ertl found the edge of the mat one more time. So with 1:01 left to go, Logan Riley still looking for that next takedown to go up 9-0. Ertl trying to score his first takedown of the match here. Behind 7-0. And again, Jamie, your bonus points are going to be huge. And you got to start working on him. Logan Riley in on a double now. Let's see if he can set Ertl to his backside. Once again, on the edge of the mat. Ertl finds the edge of the mat. Riley off the edge of the mat. And now we're going to go back to the middle. Coach Vossop said, hey, get one more takedown. And Coach Hogan says, hey, look at the score. Don't give it up. 33 seconds left. Riley goes to a staggered stance, goes to a sweep single. And a nice counter there by Ertl as he bounces away from him. There's a high crotch now by Ertl. Hard down block by Riley. Riley over the top of Ertl now in between the legs. 17 seconds left to go. Ertl trying to get his head out, cut across to a double. Riley's going to try to put a cross body right in and pull himself up. Ertl doing a nice job keeping his head in good position. 6 seconds left to go. Looks like we're going to be off the edge of the mat. No points there, off the edge. And with 1.4 seconds left to go, it looks like Logan Riley's going to come away with a 7-point win. There's a shot by Ertl on the whistle and almost had it. Low single, but no dice there. And it's going to be a 7-0 lead, a 7-0 win for Logan Riley over the junior Brad Ertl from Beckman. And Jamie, again, you're 1 point away from a major. You know, you didn't score a point in the first, you didn't score a point in the third. If you're Logan Riley, you got to score those points.
Yeah, you've got to score those points, and like you said, 1 point away from a major. You come back to the second duel here tonight. That could make the difference in the duel meet. Sam Phillips for West Delaware is going to win by forfeit. That's going to make the score 18-6 now in favor of West Delaware over Beckman. So 18-6. We move up to weight class 132, and we're going to see Connor Wickman from West Delaware taking on a freshman from Beckman, Cody Feldman.
Well, once again, you got the senior going after the freshman. Again, these Blazer freshmen are not intimidated whatsoever. Tell you what, Cody Feldman is he's a big freshman. He's a good-looking freshman in that singlet. And Connor Wickman trying to tack low in on the ankles of the freshman from Beckman. Jamie, I do not see Cody Neighbor in the singlet over there, and I did not hear his name announced. So I'm not sure that we'll see the number 6 ranked Neighbor tonight taking on Bo Vasky. We'll have to wait and see if they throw somebody else in there. Meanwhile, we have Connor Wickman and Cody Feldman going at it, and front headlock by Wickman. Off the edge of the mat they go, so we've got to get a restart in the center. West Delaware liking to stay in the center of the mat. The Blazers now like that white line right on the outside edge, and they've been using that to their advantage up to this point. Connor Wickman trying to set up that fireman's carry to the right side of Feldman. There's an elbow pass by Wickman. Let's see if he can turn that into 2. He's going to turn that into 2. Nice job. Elbow pass by Wickman. Tacks the low leg of Feldman and picks up 2. And that's just a nice job. A little different takedown than we've seen Connor Wickman use, but very efficient, very effective tonight as he scored. He scored a 2-point takedown. 28 seconds left to go. 2-0 lead now for Wickman. 18-6 lead now for the West Delaware Hawks as they have won 4 straight after the start of that meet. Inside wrist now by Wickman on the right side of Feldman. He's trying to pull that right arm out to a bar, and Feldman sitting backing over it, and we're going to go to the second period with Wickman up 2-0. And it's going to be Wickman's choice. He's going to defer over to Feldman. And let's see where Feldman decides to go.
Not a lot of offense from either team tonight on their feet, you know. There's 4 takedowns between both teams in 5 matches here. So, you know, just not a lot going on here between these two teams in these first couple duels.
And that's kind of odd because you got Kevin Hogan, who's, likes to wrestle on his feet, and the Blazers are usually pretty aggressive, and of course you know all about the West Delaware Hawks. They like to wrestle on their feet. They like to score a lot of points on their feet, and they just haven't got around to it yet. Stand up by Feldman. Nice return, lift and return by Wickman as he latches around the waist of Feldman and lifts him up and then front trips him. Nice job. 1:52 left to go, second period. Outside stand-up by Feldman. Nice Oklahoma over and under by Wickman. And he was going to try to tilt Feldman, but Feldman went belly down, so an inside wrist now by Wickman. And he's got Feldman belly down one more time, but once again, Feldman on the edge of the mat. Wickman's going to try to pick up that single and pull him back in. And Feldman reaches for the hole outside, and Wickman gives him a push off the edge of the mat. 1:34 left to go. Weight class 132. Walmack action. If you're just joining us, thank you very much. We appreciate that. Again, 3 good teams here tonight, 3 good duels. And the winner of tonight, I believe, will take command of the Walmack East. 1:18 left to go. West Delaware in the lead right now in the standings, and I believe Western Dubuque and Mount Vernon are tied. 1:09 left to go, second period. 18-6 is our dual meet score right here. Connor Wickman still on top, riding that inside wrist, working a ball and chain. Nice stand-up by Feldman. Nice hand control, and he's going to score a 1-point escape. Connor Wickman takes a peek at the clock, sees 54 seconds left on it. Now we're back to our feet wrestling.
And Feldman, he coming in here, we mentioned he's a freshman, but a freshman in the varsity lineup, and he's got an 18-10 record on the season. So, to come in here as a freshman in the competition that Beckman wrestles, that's pretty impressive to have a winning record in your freshman season.
Well, it certainly is, and right now his style and his length is giving Connor Wickman fits. And now Feldman drops down to one knee. Front headlock attempt by Wickman. Feldman tries to step over the top of it, and Wickman pulls him down and pulls him under for a 2-point takedown. Almost had some back. That was a freshman mistake right there, Jamie, as he tried to step over the top of Wickman, and that made it easy for Connor just to pull him underneath and score the 2. 2 takedown. All right, third period, Wickman's choice. Again, Jamie, here's the opportunity. You got to rev your engine right here. If you're Connor Wickman, you got to be thinking bonus points again. You're only up 4-1. You're a senior, wrestling a freshman. Use that experience. Get after it here. There's a tripod stand up by Wickman. Hard chop by Feldman. Feldman now working a tilt on Wickman. I'll tell you what, had that left arm tied up. And Connor Wickman reaching back. Almost making a cardinal mistake there, trying to reach back. Feldman almost hooked that right arm into a wing. And Feldman looking for some tilt points there. He steps through and he's got the right leg of Connor Wickman spiked. Now he's got a cross body right in on the right side, using that length to work to turn Wickman. Now he's got a power half Nelson in. He's going to work some back points there. Connor Wickman better be careful, Jamie, as the freshman from Beckman is working him over right now. Nice roll through attempt by Wickman, but the freshman stays with it.
Tell you what, a lot of fight here in Cody Feldman in this third period. He's only down by 3, and we just saw that tilt attempt that he had. If he turns Connor over, this is a tied match.
Well, it certainly is, and we all saw what happened in that first match there. You get a little sloppy, a little complacent just because you got a 3-point lead. I'll tell you what, that's not enough to hang on to. Comes a crossbody right by Feldman again. He's got a power half Nelson on Wickman. Wickman's going to try to shake him off now. Feldman gets a little bit high. He's got a half Nelson on Wickman. He's going to turn Wickman over. Wickman's going to roll through. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. That was too close for comfort there as Feldman had a half Nelson in on Wickman, ready to turn him for some back points. Wickman felt the pressure, rolled through, picked up a 2-point reversal. It's 6-1 right now, 25 seconds left. Sit out turning by Feldman, looking for a roll attempt. Once again, Wickman gets high riding. This could be a 2 and back points if Feldman finishes it. Got a Granby cradle set on Wickman. He's going to pick up 2 maybe. 7 seconds left to go. Wickman hanging on for dear life here to this 6-1 lead. And as our time expires, that's going to do it. 6-1 win for Connor Wickman, and a win's a win. A win's a win.
That's going to make our team score 21-6 now as we move up to weight class 138. This is Cody Neighbor taking on Dallin Putz for West Delaware. So we will not see Bo Vasky and Cody Neighbor, as we will see Dallin Putz and Cody Neighbor.
Okay. And Jamie, you know what that's going to do to that seating meeting? All right, I know exactly what that's going to do to that. I know exactly what that's going to do to that seating meeting. All right, we haven't seen Dallin Putz wrestle for a while in the lineup. Cody Neighbor, ranked number 6, 22-1, reaches down and picks up a snatch single on Dallin Putz. And right now he's got Dallin Putz sitting to his backside, and it appears that Neighbor will pick up a 2-point takedown there and start to work on a tight waist. So went to that high crotch, snatched the knee of Dallin Putz, kept his head right in the ribs of Dallin Putz and just sat him on his backside, picked up the 2. Pick up the 2 to go up 2-0. West Delaware Hawks in the lead now 21-6. I did not hear him announce Cody Neighbor there, Jamie. That's why I wasn't sure if he was in the lineup tonight. I couldn't imagine missing these 2 important duels, but he's here.
He is here, and you know he right now he's looking like the 6th-ranked kid in the state. You know, he came out, got a quick takedown, and he just did a great job right off the bat there.
And he's working an inside wrist. He's got the right arm of Dallin Putz wrapped around his waist, and he's trying to get a tilt off of it. Putz doing a nice job trying to keep his elbows in and staying belly down, but he's got to get that left shoulder back. Neighbor is crowding Putz. Putz might be going to his back. Neighbor got 2 on the tilt. Putz reaches back with that left arm. Might be a half Nelson now by Neighbor. Might be a ball and chain with a half Nelson. Dallin Putz needs to get that left arm back down to the mat. He leaves that left arm up, and Neighbor slaps a half Nelson. He's got a 2-point near fall out of it and goes up 4-0. Or it could have been more, as Putz reached back with that left arm. And I'll tell you what, never like to reach back, Jamie. You got to keep those arms forward, keep those elbows in, and anytime you reach back, that's going to mean trouble.
Yeah, it does, and you know, he just, like you said, if you reach back, it never usually doesn't end well unless you're wrestling an average or just below average wrestler, which, and if in Dallin Putz's case, he's not wrestling a below average wrestler.
No, he is not. He's wrestling somebody that's 22-1 and ranked number 6. He's a state qualifier, I believe. So he's looking for more this year. All right, Putz's his choice, Jamie. That surprised me that he chose down. You know, the way Neighbor went to work on those pinning combinations, I thought he might go back to his feet. I'll tell you what, Neighbor going to a hard cross face from left to right. He's got the right arm of Dallin Putz right across his face. He reaches back and grabs that left ankle, and he's got Dallin Putz in trouble. He's got a 3-point near fall. Might get a fall right there. Going to get a 3-point near fall as Putz rolls through. It's now 7-0 in favor of Cody Neighbor. Now a chicken wing on the right side and an inside wrist on the left. He's got Dallin Putz in trouble again. Putz trying to keep that outside knee up, and Neighbor's applying a lot of forward pressure. Now with that inside wrist, he's got that left shoulder, Dallin Putz posted, and he's got Dallin Putz on his back, reverse half Nelson. This could do it. Putz in a high bridge, but I'll tell you what, 59 seconds is a lot of time to stay in that high bridge. Reverse half Nelson, there's the fall right there.
308.
308, Jamie. Cody Neighbors, nice job there by the senior from Dyersville Beckman. Makes the score now 21-12. So Beckman Blazers getting on the board with 2 falls tonight.
Well, you know, we've been watching, you know, Beckman for, you know, we started with Tony Neighbor, Cody's older brother, wrestling through Beckman and making a couple trips to the state tournament. Now you got Cody, a returning state qualifier in there for the Blazers as well. So, you know, the Neighbor boys from Dyersville, they know how to wrestle, that's for sure.
They certainly do. Well, now we're at weight class 145, and we've got Tim Tutton for the West Delaware Hawks taking on Ben Hageman. He's a sophomore for the Blazers, and another one of those tall, lanky sophomores, I'll tell you what, that looks like they could grow into that singlet. Maybe it'd be 160, 170 pounder next year maybe. Tell you what, they are tall, lanky. There's a sweep single by Tutton, and I just missed the right leg of Hageman. Hageman did a nice job scoring off with Tutton, and Tutton's got to go back to his feet and go back to work. 1:17 left to go. There's that sweep single by Tutton. This time he gets in deep, and he picks it up. That's a nice job. Guy's working for a back trip. Tutton with the back trip of Hageman. And Jamie, here's the opportunity. We've talked about this. Tim Tutton very good on his feet. Opportunity, hey, you got that takedown. Just cut Hageman loose right there and don't get yourself in trouble.
Well, he did a good job as Hageman came right to his feet, but right after the takedown, and it looked like, again, Timmy Tutton was out of position, but he did a great job of breaking Hageman back down. But, yeah, you're right. As good as he is, we've seen him on his feet. It might be an opportunity here, but at the same point right now is you're not into the postseason yet. So Timmy Tutton, I think right now this is something he needs to work on, and I think in a dual meet setting like tonight, perhaps maybe stay on top and just try to learn these things as you keep moving forward here.
Yeah, grind it out.
Yeah.
Grind it out. If a pinning combination opens up, look for it. There's a sit-out turn-in by Hageman. Tutton has to drop back in on that single. He lifts Hageman up, takes him back down to the mat, and now goes to work on an inside wrist on the left side. Now a 2-on-1. Let's see if he can turn that into a ball and chain. Hageman's going to sit on his right hip and stretch that left leg out as Tutton tries to cradle him up. 4 seconds left to go in period number 1, and Tutton's going to hang on. Tutton's going to hang on to that 2-0 lead to go to the second period. It's going to be Tutton's choice. He's going to defer over to Hageman. And Jamie, if you're not, you got a 2-0 lead. A lot of coaches will defer right away. You take down here and get an escape. Right now, you're 2-0 lead. You go down. Oh, there's a nice cradle by Tim Tutton, but he didn't finish it. He's got a drive cradling on Hageman. Hageman came to a sit-out turn-in, and Tutton went to a front headlock, and he's got Hageman in trouble. He steps over and he hooks the left leg, a high bridge by Hageman. Tutton's going to have to arch his back and bridge. Hageman's going to try to roll him through, and Tutton goes to a double spur. He's got double spur in. Now he's arching. Could be a fall right there. Referee down looking. Tim Tutton in great position, Jamie. There's the fall, 229. That's a good job by Tim Tutton. And Tutton gets up just a little bit, limping on that left leg and reaching for that back behind his knee. And tell you what, that's a nice job.
Yeah, it really is, and a nice job by Tutton. We were just talking about him, maybe cutting someone loose, but and then he comes out here, he works on it, and picks up the fall, and that's what you'd like to see for Tim Tutton. As we move up to weight class 152, quick recap of our action we've had so far. Will Wanger for West Delaware was pinned by Luke Funky in 3 minutes and 33 seconds. That put the Blazers up 6-3. Richie Heveron with a 1-0 win over Colton Luck from Beckman. Double forfeit at 106 pounds. A 17-second fall for Patrick Woods at 113 pounds. 120 pounds, Logan Riley defeated Brad Ertl 7-0. Sam Phillips winning by forfeit for West Delaware at 126 pounds. Connor Wickman defeating Cody Feldman at 132, 6-1. Cody Neighbor with a fall in 3 minutes and 8 seconds over Dallin Putz from West Delaware. And Timmy Tutton with a fall in 2:29 has our team score 27-12 as 152 pounds. We got Max Reidenauer from West Delaware, the sophomore, taking on Nick Reinert, the senior from Beckman.
Yeah, once again, another tall, lanky Beckman Blazer here, Jamie. Nick Reinert is a senior. I tell you what, he won some big matches last year in the WAMAC. Won him in the third period, so he is a goer. Max Reidenauer is going to have to wrestle a full 6 minutes here. Reidenauer working on a very, very nice Russian tie 2-on-1, but now a double underhook by Reinert as he tries to launch Reidenauer, and off the edge of the mat they go. Reinert came with a double underhook and tried to hit Max Reidenauer with a pancake, and Reidenauer nothing to do with that. If you're Max Reidenauer, now you're going to attack low leg. There's a nice single by Reinert in deep. Hard down block by Reidenauer, stuffing the head. I got a cross face now. Wizard by Reidenauer. Reinert trying to pick it up. Ridenauer with the whizzer, and he's stuffing the head of Reinert. Reinert trying to pick that right leg up. Now trying to front trip Ridenauer, and he's going to pick up a 2-point takedown. Right back to a stand-up is Max Ridenauer. 2-on-1 by Ridenauer, and he's going to pick up a 1-point escape. Now a reshot by Ridenauer in on a single. He's going to cut across to a double, and he picked up 2. Great series by the sophomore from West Delaware. Tell you what, that was, what a great series there, Jamie. Not content with the escape on the edge of the mat, but he took advantage right back in on Reinert and picked up the 2-point takedown to take the lead.
Coming in here tonight, Max Ridenauer comes in with an 8-8 varsity record on the season. Reinert comes in at 11-16. We're going to go varsity on both mats now as Jake Voss will take on Logan Kutch on the other mat at 160 pounds. So we're just going to be first available mat will be the next varsity matchup, as we've got, including the 2 matches that are up now, we got 3 more after that, Lammers, Russell, and Taylor. For West Delaware, for Beckman, we have Lucas Kramer, Tyler Hirsch, and Logan Pasker.
I know as a coach, Jamie, I used to hate that when they went double mats because you want to watch one match at a time to coach, and you just can't do it, especially if you're strategizing. Who are you going to send out, odd or even, what are you going to do?
Jake Voss up with a quick takedown on Logan Kutch and a 2-point, and I'm not sure if he got a 2-point near fall or not. He's got that ball and chain hooked up. He is going to get 2-point near fall. So Voss is going to go up 4-0 on Logan Kutch.
And it could be more as he's got a nice butcher in and he's controlling that. Over on our far side, Nick Reiner tries to put the legs in on Max Ridenauer. Ridenauer catching an ankle. Now Reiner gets high riding the legs. Ridenauer catches the head and he's trying to pull Reiner underneath.
Jake Voss with a 53-second fall over Logan Kutch. So we're going to move up to weight class 170 now, where we'll see Brent Lammers taking on Luke Kramer, the junior, 2 juniors, the junior from Beckman.
And once again, a hard cross face by Reinert. He's got Ridenauer going to his back there with the legs. Referee counted 1,001 there.
Brent Lammers is going to pick up a forfeit at 170 pounds. So we'll move up to weight class 182, where we're going to see Coy Russell, the sophomore from West Delaware, taking on Tyler Hirsch, the sophomore from Beckman.
Nick Reinert with the cross body right in on Ridenauer. He's picking up back points now as he hooked that chin. I'll tell you what, that's a long drink of water as Nick Reinert, and he's using those legs to his advantage right now as he put the cross body right in. Max Ridenauer right across the throat of Ridenauer, and I think Reinert's going to pick up 2. Max Ridenauer's got some work to do with 35 seconds left to go to get back to his feet. There's Reinert once again. He still has 2. Might have 2 again. Ridenauer has not found an answer to the cross body right of Nick Reinert, and tell you what, this is one of those matches that one of those matches here when you got a guy with the legs in. Tell you what, those legs are a very, very tough equalizer. If you're not used to wrestling somebody that's good with the legs, it's very, very frustrating. Max Ridenauer has got some frustration right now as Nick Reinert has scored 5 points off that cross-body ride, and we're going to go to the 3rd period. And I believe it's Ridenauer's choice. No, it's Reiner's choice. So Reiner's looking over to Coach Hogan, and Coach Hogan says, I don't know where to go. So he's going to go down. Coy Russell taking on Tyler Hirsch. He's a sophomore at 182. I don't think they've added Voss's fall into the scoreboard, Jamie, or the forfeit. I think it's 39-12 now at this point in favor of the West Delaware Hawks. And the Beckman Blazers, tell you what, no intimidation whatsoever. And I'll tell you what, there's Hirsch with a 2-point takedown on Russell. Now a half Nelson. Coy Russell's got to bail out of that. Tell you what, it's going to be 2-2, I believe. 2-2, so a 4-point move by Tyler Hirsch. And he's got a half Nelson in again on Russell, and he's trying to crank that half Nelson. On the far side, you've got Max Ridenauer working over Nick Reinert now. Reinert up by 5, and I'm sure on the bottom he's just going to base out.
It's a 1-point escape over here for Coy Russell, so he now trails 4-1. 12 seconds left to go in this first period between Coy Russell and Tyler Hirsch.
Max Ridenauer with the chicken wing now on Reinert. On the right side, he's trying to pull Reinert off his base. he needs some back points in a big way.
There's Hirsch again. Double leg takedown, just took Coy Russell down once again. So a nice takedown, nice double leg with 1 second left to go in the first period. Hirsch leads Russell 6-1.
Well, that's really surprising, Jamie, as good as Coy Russell has been on his feet. But give the Beckman Blazers credit for coming out, being the aggressor, getting after it. Nick Reinert again basing out, all defense underneath. Max Ridenour. Max Ridenour is going to go optional start on Reinert. 28 seconds left to go. He's going to make that triangle and put it right there. He's going to go front headlock. And let's see if he can turn Reinert to his back. He's looking for some front headlock. Looking for a front headlock, and Reinert's going to sit on his right hip and go base out again on Ridenour. 8-3 is your score here. That crossbody right of Reinert, very frustrating. They're stalling on Reinert. 6 seconds left to go, and that's going to do it right there, I believe, Jamie. Nice job by Ridenour. He's got Reinert on his back, and he's going to run out of time. Well, he's going to pick up 2. Ran out of time. It's going to be an 8-5. Boy, needed 10 more seconds. That's a tough luck loss for Max Ridenour as Nick Reinert picks up an 8-5 win. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Coy Russell and Hirsch going at it right here. Hirsch up 6-1, 1:08 left to go. Coy Russell, tell you what, stands up, reaches over the top of Hirsch. Hirsch back in on another double, picks up 2. It's 8-1 now. So Logan Pasker and Scott Taylor going at it, 2 seniors at 195. Tyler Hirsch and Coy Russell, 2 sophomores going at it. So Hirsch has to go to the blood corners. He's got a bloody nose, so we'll go to the red and black mat with Scott Taylor taking on Logan Pasker. $39-12 is our dual meet score. The Hawks are going to win the duel, but I'll tell you what, Jamie, Beckman is much improved. This is the first time we've seen him this year, and very impressed with their get after it. And you know, they're working some stuff, and they're trying to win some matches.
Absolutely, and we talked about that before the duel. You know, they're a much improved team, and that's what you like to see. Is these rivalries are much better when you get these teams in here, and you see constant improvement.
There's a nice inside single by Logan Pasker, and he's going to lift the leg of Scotty Taylor up and trip him and score a 2-point takedown and go up early 2-0. The Hawks are flat-footed on their feet tonight, Jamie, for the most part. They give credit to the Blazers for being the aggressor on their feet. 1 minute left to go, first period. 39-15 is our dual meet score, and 2-0 is your match score right here. At 195, 8-1 is your match score at weight class 182. Scott Taylor off the edge, hustling back, takes a peek at the clock, 54 seconds left. And they both have some work to do. Inside stand up by Taylor, working some hand control. Back trip attempt by Pasker. Pasker reaches down, picks up the right leg of Taylor, front trips him, and off the edge of the mat they go. Back to the center for a restart. 26 seconds left to go on the red mat to our left. And Coy Russell to a stand-up. And Tyler Hirsch with a back trip and takes Russell off the edge. Restart for Taylor and Pasker, and a hard, tight waist for the senior from Dyersville Beckman. Hard inside wrist, doing a good job keeping the head and shoulders of Scott Taylor posted to the mat. There's a nice stand-up by Russell. He's going to split the hands of Hirsch and score 1, maybe a front headlock. He's got a front headlock, and he's going to score 1. It's going to be 8-2 going to the third period. Now Russell with a bull rush on Hirsch. Tell you what, Hirsch was on all fours. Time hadn't go out yet, and that was a bull rush by Russell. I'll tell you what, 10 more seconds left in the match. Tyler Hirsch would have been down for the count. What a bull rush that was by Corey Russell.
And we're going to move to the third period. That was just the end of the second, so Corey Russell's going to choose down to start this third period. 0.2 seconds left over here with Scott Taylor and Logan Pasker. Still 2-0 in favor of Pasker.
Corey Russell now trying to work a 1-point escape, and he's got it. It's 8-3 now. Now he's got to push the tempo here a little bit. It's been all Hirsch with that double leg, so Corey Russell's got to do something to get an angle on Hirsch. Hirsch takes a peek at the clock, sees 1:29 left. Going neutral to start the second period here. There's a hard double again by Hirsch. Nice down block by Russell, trying to cut the corner, and boy, misses it, and Hirsch is going to pick up a 2-point takedown. Russell is not clearing that arm as he tries to hit the go behind, and that makes it easy for Hirsch to catch him and pull his hips underneath. Hirsch goes back to the blood table. Loses his cotton. 10-3 now is your score at 182 with 1:14 left to go. We're back to neutral here. Long single attempt by Pasker on Taylor. Might be a 2-point takedown for Taylor. It is, and this thing is tied up 2-0. Now see if Scotty Taylor can go to work with that cradle. He's got a good cradle. There's a stand-up and a 1-point escape by Pasker. Nice hand control by the senior from Beckman. Hard double now by Pasker in deep. Switches off to a single. Taylor now trying to hip in. That's going to be a 2-point takedown by Taylor, defensive takedown. And Coach Voss up saying, hey, get the elbow. Get the right elbow. Now he's got the elbow. He's going to try to work a cross-face cradle on it. He's got the elbow, and now he's got his cradle locked up. He's going to take Pasker to his back. He's going to pick up some back points off of it, at least 2. He's going to reload the cradle with 42 seconds left. No, he's not going to. Pasker's going to break the cradle, but that's a 2-point near fall. Taylor goes up 6-3. Sits over that left ankle of Logan Pasker, and he tries to work that crossface again. And Pasker's doing a nice job with hand control. Pasker to a stand-up. Taylor over the top. Makes that stand-up easy as Pasker controls that wrist.
1-point escape for Coy Russell is now 10-4 with 40 seconds left to go. Tyler Hirsch leads the match 10-4 right now, as he's had 4 takedowns in this match to lead it 10-4.
There's a stalling warning on Hirsch. Russell has to make something happen here, trying to set up that front headlock and trying to set up that cattle catcher and launch Hirsch to his back, but Hirsch doesn't want any part of it. 6-4 lead for Scott Taylor, and he's going to choose down to start this third period. There's a nice double by Russell, and off the edge of the mat he goes. No points there. Back to action, third period to go here. Scott Taylor tries to sit out, turn in. And Pasker does a nice job countering that. And another takedown by Hirsch. That's going to be a 12-4 major, Jamie. I don't know if that's a bit of an upset there, but it's a 12-4 major by Tyler Hirsch. And that'll give the Beckman Blazers 4. 144 left to go. 144 left to go in this third period. And Scott Taylor's got to readjust his shoes over there. That takes a little bit of time, getting up just a little bit slow as Scott Taylor. Jamie, I'd be anxious to talk to Coach Voss. I don't know if it's just me, but the West Delaware Hawks look like they're about a step slow tonight. I don't know if they had one of those conditioning practices last night and they're suffering the ill effects tonight, or if it's just, it's just the night.
It's hard to say. You definitely like to see them win some of those close matches that they've lost here, but they got another duel here. I think if Coach Voss, if he wants them to be up for one of these duels tonight, it's probably going to be this next one that they've got coming up.
Well, you're exactly right. There's a stand-up turn in by Taylor. And he faces Pasker, and Pasker does a nice job diving back in on a double, taking Taylor to off the edge. Coach Hogan off his chair, giving his senior some advice. One of the 3 seniors in the Blazer lineup. It's 6-4. 2-point turn by Pasker, and he tied it up, a 3-point turn. And he would take the lead here. Nice tight waist by Pasker. I'm not sure why Scott Taylor bear crawled right off the edge of the mat there, Jamie. That stand-up or short sit-out to a switch he's looking at it right in the face because Pasker's right in that tight waist. 1:16 left to go. Again, you can't talk about building on the lead, sitting on the lead, protecting the lead. If you're Scott Taylor right now, you got to build on that lead. If you're Logan Pasker, you got to find something in your offense from on top to score some points. Third period, Taylor now working a stand-up, didn't clear his arm. And the Blazer fans to our right are getting a little bit restless. 57 seconds left to go. They'd like to see Scott Taylor do a little bit more wrestling. Right now he's content to sit on the edge of the mat. We might get a stalling call, Jamie, against the senior from West Delaware.
As they probably should.
Not working any hand control at all, but on the other side of that, Pasker's just riding on top, and he's not trying to cradle or use any set up any wings. Scotty Taylor on all fours, no hand control whatsoever, basing out. Pasker now goes to a deep waist far ankle. Now he climbs up the body, tries to chop that right arm of Scott Taylor, and Taylor goes loses that right arm. Now gets back up, posted on that. We're off the edge of the mat again. 30 seconds left. Coach Voss said, hey, get up and let's get going. Jamie, I believe we'll have a short break between the next duel. We've got some Western Dubuque dance team, I believe, performing. So it'll be a little bit of time before that next duel. 26 seconds left. Pasker up on top now, hard crossface from left to right, trying to set up a crossface cradle on Scott Taylor. Taylor again on all fours, bear crawling off the edge of the mat one more time. And I can't believe our official is not dinging Scott Taylor for stalling. Coach Hogan said, hey, come right up and grab that far arm and lift that near knee and throw him to his back. Scott Taylor hanging on to that 6-4 lead very precariously. Again, not scoring any points this third period. He chose down. You got to think you'd at least score one from underneath. 8 seconds left. And a hard chop again by Pasker, but it's going to be a 6-4 Taylor win. And he will score 3 more team points for the West Delaware Hawks. Well, let's take a short timeout. Mr. Jamie Vasquez tallying up his stats. We'll be back with a recap. Stay with us. We've got more WAMAC action for you from Western Dubuque High School here in Epworth, Iowa on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH.
And welcome back to the Western Dubuque Bobcat Gymnasium here as we get you set. We got the Western Dubuque dance team up for you right now, and then we will have our West Delaware versus Western Dubuque matchup, followed by the Western Dubuque versus Beckman matchup as recap here of this first duel. As we started at weight class 220, Will Wenger losing by fall to Luke Funky from Beckman in 3 minutes and 33 seconds, made it 6-0 in favor of the Bobcats. Richie Heveron with a 1-0 win over Colton Luck from Beckman, making it 6-3 in favor of the Blazers. A double forfeit at 106, 113 pounds. Patrick Woods with a fall in 17 seconds. Logan Riley from West Delaware won 7-0 over Brad Ertl. Sam Phillips from West Delaware took a forfeit at 126. Connor Wickman at 132 for West Delaware defeated Cody Feldman from Beckman 6-1. At 138, Cody Neighbor, the senior from Beckman, pinning Dallin Putz from West Delaware in 3 minutes and 8 seconds. At 145, Tim Tutton from West Delaware picking up a fall in 229 over Ben Hageman. At 152, Nick Reinert, the senior from Beckman, with an 8-5 win over Max Ridenour. That made it 27-15 in favor of West Delaware. 160 pounds, it was Jake Voss with a 53-second fall over Logan Kutch. 170, Brett Lammers with a forfeit for West Delaware. At 182, it was Tyler Hirsch from Beckman with a 12-4 major decision over Coy Russell. And at 195, Scott Taylor from West Delaware with a 6-4 win over Logan Pasker from Beckman, making the final team score 42 to 19. Total stats for you here, as West Delaware had 3 pins, Beckman had 2. 1 major decision for Beckman, 0 for West Delaware. No tech falls for either team. West Delaware with 9 takedowns, Beckman with 8, and West Delaware wins 8 of the 13 matches tonight because of that double forfeit. So 8-5, West Delaware wins matches. If you're Beckman, you'd like to see the way the kids came out in that first duel, the effort they showed. If you're West Delaware, you'd like to see some improvement there.
Well, you're exactly right, Jamie. It goes back to that slow start or slow start or fast start. That was a slow start for the Hawks of what we've seen in the past. So I'll tell you what, this next duel, if they come out that slow again, it could be over in a hurry for the Western Dubuque Bobcats. You know, there's some tough matches in this next duel, and I can tell you what, the Hawks look a little flat-footed tonight. They've got some work left to do, and this next duel meet's going to be a barn burner.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to have a short break here and bring you back for West Delaware versus Western Dubuque Wrestling right after this. You're listening to High School Wrestling from KMCH Sports.